Yeah, sorry about delaying the meeting. Just been a busy weekend. And I'm going to send out a message to the group as well, just to because I think like next week will be our final presentation. And if you remember, like last time on the Saturday, we had um, people putting together presentations about what kind of work they've contributed, um, how they find the challenge, how they have found working with other people on the challenge as well, and any sort of insights and what they've learned, what went well, what went bad for them, and things, and just things like that. So I'll probably send out a bit, more concise instructions around that, so we're ready and we can record that and have a nice roundup on the project. I'll still keep Wednesday's meeting as well, only because it's just a little check in, just to make sure everything is okay and everything's going to plan and people will be ready by the Saturday. So this really should have been the Saturday meeting, and it was, obviously you guys are working hard on the deployment aspect of it now. Round, finishing off. Previous week you were finishing off your experiments and things like that. So got rid of the Wednesday meeting, just to give you a bit more time, and hopefully you can see where we're up to on the Saturday. So, always, I know you're taking the lead on the deployment aspect of the project. Are you all right to share anything and what you've done so far? Any development to that? Let me just set it so you can share your screen as well. There you go. Feel free to take the
Yeah,
screen and walk us through it.
yeah, okay. Um, yeah, so let me just run it first. It takes a little bit time to load for the first time.
They always do with the free versions and whatnot. I think though, when
Yeah,
you run it locally, for it to start up really, really quickly, you need like a monster of a machine.
yeah, it's also because of the trend model. So the size is around 200 plus MBs.
Oh,
So
cool, cool.
yeah, so it takes time for the first run, but then it gets stored in the cache, and on the reruns it does not take that long. So this is um the dashboard. I have presented this during my previous meeting during our previous meeting. So these are the extracted features. These are, then we have to like scale the features before passing them to the model, and then this is the predictions. Uh, so this is the main page, and I have added this details page. This is in a very rough shape right now, so I will be adding some text next to each of these graph to describe the context and everything for each graph. Um, so yeah, and this is the team page. There are a few other people that I will be adding to it. I think there are two or three uh, more team members that I haven't added yet.
Cool.
So this works pretty well. but there is an issue with it in terms of deployment. So like I mentioned, the file size of this trend model, let me guess, of this trend model is too large for it to be uploaded to GitHub. So GitHub only allows you to upload up to 100 MB of data, and this file is around 222 MBs.
Okay.
So I tried to deploy it to upload it to GitHub, but it wasn't possible. Then I Google about it, and I found another alternative. It was, I think it's called GitHub Large File System or something like that, which allows you to upload files larger than 100 MBs. And then I tried that, but then it turned out that to be able to upload larger files, you have to buy the premium subscription. So I abandoned that plan of uploading or deploying the app uh, because of the large file size. But Damir yesterday um, uploaded. He basically trained a very simple deep learning model on the data, and it had like pretty good scores, the best scores so far that we've got. Let me just show you his scores. So this is what he's got with the deep learning model. So
This is
previously
also one better that I showed you. If you go to replay, that has I think all 89%.
okay,
Like, yeah.
accuracy, are you talking about the accuracy?
No, I'm talking about the recall for this all. I
Okay,
think,
the recall for all.
yeah, I think it was 89 on the second picture that I sent.
Oh, okay. So
But mistakenly, I put this one. Yeah, if you go there.
okay.
Yeah.
So you're talking about this one
Yeah.
then, yes. Yeah, so it's okay. So the point is that he was getting comparatively not comparatively, but the best scores with his approach. And then I asked him whether he has saved his model in a pickle or joblib file, and he told me that yeah, he did. And then today morning I tried to like I checked his the model that he trained, the size of the model that he trained, and his model size was much smaller. So um it was under 100 MB.
Yeah, you have a two
So
files that you have to load, right? For the model.
yeah, so if we look at the size of the his model, then I think we would be able to deploy it.
Yeah.
But I had to check. I had to check whether I'm able to like load his model on my dashboard or not. So uh, today I spent some time on it. So I've created another project, uh, and this is exactly everything else is the same as the previous dashboard, but in this one I'm using his model. So you can see this NNPCA3 Keras model. Um, so this one is I haven't tried to deploy it yet, so I don't know if it will creating any issues or not. But as far as the size issue goes, so it's doing fine on that. Like the size is not more than 100 MBs. Um, so yeah, so this dashboard right now, this is running Damir's model.
Yeah,
Let
that's cool. If I mean, we've got a file size limit. What can we do? I mean, the point of this dashboard is the fact that we can have something to demonstrate the work that we've done. I wouldn't worry too much about that. You know, as long as we've got something that we can work with, it's, you know, reasonably accurate. So yeah, I think that's a good idea, just to use the smaller model. I think we could probably let me just have a little think about what we can do, because I think there's something called DAGs Hub as well, and it's a GitHub alternative, which is quite interesting, and I'm sure it has a bigger file size limitation, and I think it's over 200 megabytes. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll have to double check and get back to you, but it might be an idea to transfer the work over there just for the demonstration purposes. If not, let's use Demia's one. It's absolutely fine. Not a problem. But yeah, I'll check that on DAGs Hub and see if it works or not, if the file size is bigger. But yeah, good work so far.
Yeah, so I think I've accidentally deleted the main file of this dashboard, but we can, so the, like, it's not displaying here on the main on in the browser, but we can see the results are we are getting the results. So it's like 86.90 per accuracy and everything. But I did try it in the morning, so it's working fine on the dashboard. But I think I accidentally deleted the home.py file for this project, but it's working fine. Shouldn't be an issue.
That's
Yeah,
really
so
good.
yeah, so that's all. I will try to like deploy this one, the mirrors model, and I will try doing that tomorrow, and hopefully I will be able to like deploy it properly, because we don't have the size issue anymore. So
Yeah, that's
So
great.
what about deploying on some other platforms? Like I use the practically similar things to deploy first on Heroku when it was a free plan, and then I had to move to render because
yeah.
Heroku stopped you giving a free plan, and so I don't know if you think about that.
Yes, I have heard about Heroku. I haven't tried it myself, but I think even if you have to like deploy it in Heroku, you still have to upload your project to GitHub, right?
Yeah. So the problem is Heroku doesn't have a plan anymore now. Free plan. I had to move to render. So yes, you have to have a uh,
Yeah,
practically in the GitHub.
yeah,
And we
yeah,
had a big model, pre-trained model of 500 meg or something. So practically, I had to use in the Docker, because you are using Docker file on a render. And yeah, I'm really through this Docker really downloading directly from this file from somewhere else where it was published, right? So not from a GitHub, but from the original, you know. So GitHub can trigger, let's say, or you use everything else on a GitHub, but this part you download from somewhere else where you can, let's say, have put this file. So
oh,
so that's you know, it's strict there. I mean, at
yeah,
that point I can show you. At the end, I couldn't run my application because when I got the web page where you put the data, then it has to load this model to memory, and then a free plan doesn't have enough memory, so it crashes. You know, but I got the web page, you put the data. So with all this, I was able to do that. Just I don't have memory now. No. So it's also could be maybe problem here if you need more memory. I don't know. You know,
mm,
so that's also
yeah.
another.
So maybe, yeah. So I have heard of Docker, but I never used it. So
I mean, the
I
render
can speak on it. Yeah.
Docker by default. So anyway, if we have to come to that point, then I can help you a little bit with that as much as I can. So
Okay.
the point that it's maybe
Okay.
possible
Okay.
by that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we will see. I will try to upload your model, deploy your model. And if we had to like go there, then surely we can, like, you can help me with that. But for
And
now, I think we should just try.
in
Uh,
similar
uh,
way of these two files, I uploaded before in a Heroku with the Flask, and it worked fine. You know? So I mean, in general, it can work. You know? It shouldn't be a problem. Just a resource.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree. I mean, if it comes to that, we can certainly use like a Docker format. I've used Heroku before as well, but I haven't because I think there was a period of time where they stopped connections with GitHub, and I haven't gone back to it since. But yeah, they're completely valid methods of the deployments as well. But as always said, let's give it a go with your model, Demir, just for demonstration purposes and see how it goes there. But yeah, with the large files, it's a bit of a pain and stuff, and it makes the process a little bit more complicated if you want to, demonstrate your application. Docker is is built for them kind of things, really. And it is quite simple
Docker,
to do.
I wanted to say this render that now it's the same thing like a Heroku. Render is using Docker,
Okay.
and to do this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
Yeah, that's an option. Yeah, yeah. I've never used that before, so that'll be quite interesting as well. But yeah, what did you call it, Damir? Is it render?
render, yeah. You can go there and you can see that. And that's I got that because Heroku, what was the last year they stopped free plans, so I had to move my projects to somewhere else, and then I find this render, and they also had a script that you can really practically move whatever you want from Heroku to render.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just taking a look now. Oh, it looks great. Yeah, quite interesting. And there is a free option
Yeah,
as
that's the
well.
free. Let's say
Yeah,
in my case, I face the memory issue.
yeah. I think it's got 100 gigabytes of free bandwidth as well, which is good, and free build minutes. Data stores as well. Yeah. Okay. It does also deploy from Git. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I might take a look into that actually. Yeah. Anyway, always let's see what you can do with Damir's model. And thanks very much for that, Damir. It looks like it's quite powerful even on the free renders, quite powerful on the free individual hobbyists plan. But yeah, I'll take a look at that. But yeah, so once we always you try and deploy Damir's model. Let's get a working demo going. I'm gonna send, as I said earlier on in the call, I'm gonna send out instructions about what we want to do next Saturday for the final presentations. And I think having a little presentation, only about a couple of slides each about what has been contributed by yourself, what you found difficult, what you think worked well, and all them kind of things, and just a moment of reflection about how you think the project went, and obviously we'll give like maybe 15 minutes or whatever it takes to demonstrate the web app in its final form, and we can get that on the YouTube channel, get that over to Omdena, who can share it as well, and yeah, I think that'll be a nice close off for the project and all the hard work that we've put in. In the background, I'm gonna see if there's some way, using this render or whatever it is. I'll see if I can get some sort of permanent deployment of it, which everyone on the project can use to show in the resume, because it's no good if it's hosted locally. And it is nice having maybe a standalone video of the app, but you know, it doesn't really show the breadth of the app and what it can actually do. It'd be better if there was like a permanent web link where someone could visit it. So yeah, I think I'll take a look into that and see how we can do that, whether it's using render doc or whatever we need to do. I'll put that together and see if it'll run nice. But yeah, that's cool. I think that's pretty much it. Thanks very much for that, Damir. No worries. And the web app looks fantastic. Yeah, just put the polish touches to it. Maybe a bit of context around the way the process of the various elements of the project went. And yeah, I think we finished on a strong. And I like the further developments as well. I think that's very important because there's a couple of things like the class imbalance and stuff like that where, yeah, augmentation works, but it's not entirely perfect. In real life, obviously, we would find more data from our hematologists or whoever would be providing us with them samples and whatnot. So I think, you know, putting future developments and where we would go with it if it was in industry. It's also, you know, it's good to show that sort of problem solving as well. You know, not every single data science project or machine learning engineering project is 100% successful. But with these Omdena projects, you know, if we were to do them in real life, we can walk out with and present suggestions of what we would do to make these more well-rounded and more robust to deploy in a real-life situation. And I think demonstrating these sorts of ideas on the web app also puts yourselves in a stronger position if you need to, you know, show your portfolio to a potential employer. You can say, yeah, worked on this project. We managed to deploy this web app. You know, we worked on it collaboratively with a team based in multiple different time zones, and we get this accuracy and this recall, this precision. But you know, if this was a project that was actually in an industry, these are the shortcomings of our methods, and this is how, you know, these are the shortcomings, and this is what I do to tackle them shortcomings as well. Data science, machine learning, it's all about problem solving. And if you do have a solution that could be improved, that's what employers want to see, is how you would improve it. In interviews that I have been involved in, both on being interviewed and doing the interviewing, a lot of it was not necessarily around, you know, direct, what have you done? It was also about, they were curious around what problems you faced and how you solved them as well. And there isn't really any right or wrong answer. What is most important is how you tackle problems when faced with them. How quick are you to draw up ideas based on the evidence that sits in front of you of how you're going to improve a solution, how you're going to answer a business problem. So I think that's very important to include on the web app. And I think it's something very important to talk about in the final presentation as well, because I think the final presentation is also good for yourselves, in not only in personal development, but it's good for you to show and use it as part of your portfolio, is that, you know, you are able to self-reflect, you're able to come up with ideas to improve the project or the model or whatever it is. So yeah, I think it's very important to include that as well. So far we're looking really strong on that. And as I say, everything I've said now, I'll put that into you know, a nice text and put that in the Slack so everyone can prepare their own slides and whatnot, and discuss, you know, how they found everything and their experiences. So yeah, cool. Has any gone away? Sorry.
Yeah. So I was just I wanted to say that I just ran the Mir's model and it's fixed now.
Oh,
So
cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
so I accidentally opened a wrong project in the VS Code.
Yeah, yeah, it happens. No, that's good. That's really good. As I say, it might be an idea to mention that within the app. Just that we were, limited by, file size limitations on GitHub and things like that. And it might be an idea to even if you're able to upload the original model to any sort of storage, just for completeness, we could link it on there where if people want to download the files from our GitHub, which will be linked on the app, they can also download Damir's model, and they can also download the model that used the transfer learning. Like that was the main bulk of the project. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Just I think that there's plenty of free file hosting systems there where people can just download the model and whatnot. So yeah, it might be one to have a look into. But yeah, okay, that's good news anyway. Always thanks very much for that. I think has anyone got anything else that they'd like to share at all? If not, we can call this one quits, and I'll get this up onto the YouTube. Wallace sounds like he's had a rough night, so he wasn't being able to attend. So yeah, I'll get that recording over to him. I'll post the expectation of what's needed on Saturday, and we will meet again on Wednesday, just as a little check-in. So yeah, has anyone got anything else before we go?
I don't have anything.
Cool. Okay. Well, we'll leave it there then. I'll give you your time back. Thanks very much, everyone. Great work so far, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Have a good one.
Thanks.
Goodbye. Goodbye,
Bye-bye.
everyone.